All right, all right. Shalom, shalom. Coming to you in the name of Yahweh, Hashem, Yahshai, Hashem, Makak. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders at Great Millstone, and salutes unto the Akim that continue to push the word in truth and in sincerity. Once again, it's the brother Yaram Yashimar coming at you with this lesson, and the title of this one is Quick Analysis: The Economic Benefits of the Chip Will Not Deter the Elect. Okay, because from time to time, you know, the economics is my thing, and that's the thing I get into, and pretty much, the whole chip, the whole RFID technology is just another um, system in place. Now there's the spiritual side of it, but Esau's not gonna reveal the spirituality on the left hand side, which he's dealing with. He's only gonna show you the economic, socio, political, and technological advantages of RFID technology. Okay, and that's precisely how the RFID chip has been uh, promoted for economic and social uh, viewpoint that will impart safety, accessibility, and ease in a day-to-day social life and business life. Okay, but that's just the deception of the devil, doing what he does best. Okay, but I was looking at this paper that was written um, on the economic advantages of RFID technology in industry. So I'm just gonna get through this. Hopefully, make working. It went off for a second, but anyways, as always, man, Barak Hashem Makar and double honors unto the apostles and the elders, man. And once again, shalom to you, brothers and few sisters that are listening and learning, man. Anyways, with that, let me go ahead and share the screen, and then we'll get into this real quick, and then I'll be out your way. Okay, so let's scroll to the top. This is published on the website Sage Journals, and let's hide this, and it says here, and this was actually written in 2013, which is not really that long ago, because these agendas, they've been in the pipeline for years, man. Okay, for many years. They only brought out 10, 15 years later, from or even more, from when they were first, or when they were being spoken of, man. you know but just goes to show the awareness of the RFID technology in industry anyway has been around for many years. Okay, so this paper was written on January the first of January, or published Salaki on the 1st of January 2013, and it's entitled Economic Evaluation of RFID Technology in a Production Environment. Okay, now production is of course one of the major stages of a finished product. Okay, be it a physical product, or be it a service. The production of it, the thought process of, okay, how we're gonna have this idea, and then how we're gonna actually manifest the idea, and then how we're gonna push that idea forward into a system of it being produced consistently. Then how's it going to be delivered to the consumer, be it physical or be it a service? Okay, so production is a key part in the system of the conception of an idea of a product or service, all the way to consumer satisfaction upon receiving that product or service. Okay, in fact, it's probably the most important part of the whole system, which needs to be sustained. Because if the production goes down, then there's no product, there's no service. So, anyways, it says it's entitled Economic Evaluation of the RFID Technology in the Production Environment. And it says this, or it says the aim of the paper. Well, we know what the aim of the paper is, to shed light on that. So it goes the introduction. It says it is out of discussion that RFID technology application brings a wide range of opportunities and advantages in the industrial framework. You see, already the tone is set, that is already opportunity giving, and it's only advantageous. Okay, in the industrial framework, and that is true. In the industrial framework, it it provides transparency. Okay, most of them are currently explored in depth in literature, but other are still considered to be up for research argument. It is also considered that the cost associated with the implementation remains prohibitive for many industries and fields of application. Okay, so various industries can benefit obviously in different ways from the RFID technology. However, the the marginal costs, and what's the economic term I'm looking for? I know this. Oh man, what's that term? It was just in my head. Comparative advantage. Okay, do we stick with what we've got now, or do we go with this new technology? Okay, but others are still considered to be up for research argument. Okay, so upon further research, various industries, quote unquote, could make their mind up. Really, they ain't no making your mind up, okay? Because the scriptures really told us that it's going to be put out there, all, both small and great. Don't care what industry you're in. Don't care if you're in a niche market. Don't care if you operate in a monopolistic market, meaning that your company is the only one that works in that field, or your company is the one that brings in 50% or more of the revenue within that field. Doesn't matter, okay? Small or great, you're gonna have to take the RFID technology into the industrial framework. Okay, that's just facts. Okay, but of course, to the people, you can't put it out there, because that would seem like the government are bullying industries. Okay, so things have to be introduced with ease. And it says, today, in fact, the biggest challenge remains understanding whether or not an investment on this technology in a particular application framework could be profitable for the company who intends to perform it. You see, because ESOL is all about profit. Okay. Wide scale and on a smaller scale, ESOL is all about profit. Okay. you know, conglomerate or within individual companies, ESOL is all about profit maximization. Okay, cash is king, and well, cash is king in terms of numbers, not physical cash, but cash is king. Okay, so it's all about the numbers, and most importantly, within the numbers, it's all about profit. Okay, Edomite telling you, oh yeah, we run a non-profit organization. Best believe that that's the face of the company put out to the public. The going on or the dealings, behind closed doors, there's gonna be some way, shape, or form that if not the company itself, the owners of the company, those investors actually get profit because ESO is not about no damn non-profitable organization. Okay, ESO is all about profit, man. Okay, he will rob, steal, murder, kill, and do whatever he has to do to whoever, even his own Edomites. Okay, once he himself, his pocket is lined and overflowing. Okay, trust me, man, Esau's all about profit. Okay, and it says so they're wondering if this technology is even worth investing in. Okay, could be profitable for the company who intends to perform it. So industries have to now evaluate how could the RFID technology be applied to that specific industry, to the companies within that industry. And the question is, well, will it be profitable? Okay, in order to understand its potentialities, the general advantages brought by the technology or by this technology are introduced and briefly discussed as follows. So here we have how ESO is pushing the agenda of the benefits within industry, within business, within the economic development of industries as to how the RFID is going to benefit. Okay. And it says introduction. It is of discussion that the RFID technology application brings a wide range of opportunities and advantages in the industrial framework. Most of them are currently explored in depth in the literature, but others are still considered to be up for research argument. So like I've already see so much on the page, I've already read that. Sounded familiar. Advantages, RFID. Okay. Generally speaking, the current RFID advantages with respect to the commonly used barcode and also well covered in literature are asset production tracking. You see, it all goes back to Esau knowing everything. You see, if you're spiritually minded, you can already suss out Esau shot himself in the foot. It's not about, oh yeah, it's going to be better for everybody, it's going to be easier access. No, it's all about tracking. Bottom line, yeah, there's no going around it, man. Okay, that's just how it is, man. That's how it has been, and that's how it will continue to be. Okay, and so it says RFID tracking. Generally speaking, the current RFID advantages with respect to the commonly used barcode as well as covered in literature. Okay, I've already yeah. So they've done extensive writing on it. That's the whole point. Because that's it. I kind of skipped over that, but that's an important point also. Okay, that there's extensive writing on it, but all of that writing all comes down to propaganda, as in this very article. So asset and production tracking. Okay, so it's all to do with the tracking of every single stage of production. Okay, RFID can be used to monitor and manage the physical movement of materials and the finished product, as I started out with. Okay, production is one of the key components from the conception of the idea of the product or service all the way to consumer satisfaction upon receiving that product or service. Okay, so production itself is key. Yeah, but the fundamental use or application of the RFID remains the same, is to track. Okay, it is to track the physical movement of materials, because when a product is being made, what is involved? After the conception is the sourcing. After the sourcing is the manipulation of the materials. Or the manipulation of the material is the production of putting those materials together to have a final product. Then the transportation, then the shelf, and then the cost, and the marketing, and then it Bob's your uncle. It ends up in the basket or the trolley, okay, however you want to call it, or the use of the service of that product or service. Okay, so the RFID's main use, okay, is to track the movement of those materials to the finished product, meaning that from raw materials all the way to the final finished packaged product, ESO wants to see the movement of that material or of those materials. Okay, so it's all about tracking where things are at what point. Okay, how long it took in each stage, at what point did it move, at what point was it a final product, to generate and deliver a flow of critical information. You see, because this information is critical to ESOL, it's important to ESOL to know every single thing and to form the basis for enhanced working between supply chain partners in real time. Okay, and that's the key, in real time. Now let's stop for a second here and go to Isaiah 14 and 14, and it says, I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell yet thou shalt be brought down to hell to the sides of the pit. Okay, but that verse in Isaiah 14 and 14, it says, I will ascend above the heights of the cloud, I will be like the Most High. And part of being like the Most High is to know all things, to be all knowing. Okay, from the most minute detail all the way to the generalization of a matter. Okay, both ends of the spectrum. Now, of course, we know that the Most High has this. He knows, he's all knowing. He knows every single thing. Okay, but that's Esau trying to aspire to be like the Most High. Why? Because he wants to know everything, every single little detail possible. Yeah, Esau wants to have full knowledge and understanding of it. Yeah, that's why it says this information is critical uh, between supply chain partners in real time. Okay, because that's the thing. The Most High knows things before they even happen, because he's the one that makes it to happen. Okay, but Esau wants to know. Okay, if James decides to I don't know, inquire about the latest iPhone because his current iPhone ain't working, and they want to know exactly at what point, where, and why he did that. Okay, where he did it, when he did it. Yeah, and if James is to go ahead and purchase, yeah, or make inquiries to purchase, they want to know every single move, and that's just a basic example, man. Okay, and it says the capability enhances the control operations by reducing stock losses and improving supply chain visibility and integration. So this is all within industry. Yeah, this is all within industry, and we don't need to get too deep into it because we get the point. I trust that you brothers understand the point. Okay, that this is all within the industry and production. But if you now apply this to the implementation of the RFID chip in humans, yeah, it's the same concept as I already said. Reducing stock loss, that is information. Okay, because it's all about the access and the harboring of information, human information. Esau wants to know every single thing, just as the Most High knows everything about you. Esau wants to have that same knowledge, and the way he can access and get grips upon that knowledge somewhat is by the RFID chip. Okay, that's why dogs are chipped. That's why cats are chipped, and it's actually a offense now and a crime that if your dog in certain places, if your dog or cat ain't chipped, then that's a crime. Okay, condition monitoring. The chip will actually be able to tell Esau what you think and how you feel. Yeah, I'm gonna put this. If I remember, I'm gonna put the link of this paper in the description box. Post production. So this is all within industry, because the focus in this lesson is the analysis on the economic benefits. Okay, because the economic benefits is what will be used to fool the people, man. You see, by the implementation of the RFID, the impact is that the operational cost is an asset, meaning the operational cost will go down. Implementation cost will go down. Okay, profitability analysis will be an analysis of an increase in profit. Yeah, you know, there'll be less risk because every single stage will be monitored. Okay, so this is all the positives or the pros, if you will, for an economic implementation of the chip. Now the macro activity, so macroeconomics looks at the overall perspective from various standpoints in the economy. So if you look at the production, it says the framework compared to the Beckett model in 2010 describes manufacturer specific main process phase in more detail. Now, uh, this table, I remember clicking on it. I don't think it was too useful. Activities reported in the previous chart depending on currently further details during application. So pretty much, I mean, you can get into the nitty gritty of the tables, but I remember looking at earlier, it wasn't of too much uh, help. It's just that the macro activities is that it provides a clearer view of production. Yeah, we've just pretty much exhausted that. Now I want to go to the micro activities. Microeconomics looks at individual sectors and individuals, okay, within an economy. It's the science of the psychology of the consumer and how tampering with certain economic variables will affect on how the consumer psychologically will respond to to those economic changes. Okay, so it says the technical analysis is expected advantages compared to the actual situation of the each micro activity. Okay, so let's go down a bit, and it says the perspex examine process. It will be possible to explore each. Let's see. I don't want to waste time. Pretty much, this looks at an individual, yeah, because ESO has actually studied how an individual, because that's within industry, but ESO's already studied how an individual is gonna respond to you must, okay, it's mandatory that you must go and get a chip. People would bug out at that. That's why it's been introduced via industry first, via economics first, via businesses first. Okay, so that people, it's like being scared of a dog and being put in a room with a dog. Okay, they could either psychologically, there's two studies on that. They could either throw you in the room with the dog and you be scared, oh my god, and screaming and stuff, and then you get used to the dog, or they could have somebody, stroke the dog and have the dog and say, "Come over, see, stroke the dog. It's not that deep. It's not that bad. It's not gonna bite." Yeah, the psychological approach is the second, which ESO has opted for, which is not to just throw the chip on you, is to, oh, look, it works in business, it's fine, it works economically, it makes everything better. If you take it, it'll be better for you. Okay? Because Esau sees the population as nothing but another variable of work, man. Esau don't really care about your well-being. Esau don't really care about your, you know, your satisfaction of life, because surprisingly, these are actually sectors or studies within economics. Okay, the well-being, they're called hygiene factors, the well-being of the people within the economy or the people within a specific business. He should don't give two fucks, man. Okay, he'll say he does, he'll put the research out there, but he really doesn't. That's why when you look at the happy factor scale study I read years ago, it's to do with people in LEDs, less economically developed countries, were actually happier and lived longer than people in developed countries. Okay, because in the developed country, Esau fucks with those LEDCs too. Okay, his hands there too, but not the same way that you're worked in the developed countries in the Western world. Basically, that's why people get more sick and that's why people die quicker. Okay. Anyways, the operational cost. They're talking about the cost of implementing the chip. By the end of the day, it all works out that yeah, it's gonna be, you know, it's gonna cost to implement it across the economic board, but once it is, it will reap nothing but profit. Okay, then you got the equations for that and all of that. We don't need to get into that, but this is the lengths that ESO has gone into, man. The diligent search which ESO has done. Okay, using the mathematics. Okay, to show that this is actually going to work. Okay, That's why Esau's so confident, and that's why he's gonna make it mandatory, man. You know, bear me 1 second. So the studies out there, man. The studies are out there that Esau's very confident, man. You know, very very confident. And like I said, if you want to go into in depth more, depth of the how Esau has averaged out that the net profit value and stuff like this is 5% on a dot per year upon implementation, you know, or the implementation cost itself or the profitability. You can read it. I'm gonna put it in the description box because at the end of the day, this is not an economics lesson. Could get into it, touch the surface, but the actual technicalities of it, there's no need to get into it because if you know that or not, the bottom line is that the chip is going to be implemented, man, and it's going to become mandatory for people to take. But the point of this lesson was to show that how economically it's enticing, okay, and the psychology of the grass is greener on the other side works very well on the masses of the people because people are stupid. Oh, it looks better. It looks like it's working there. We want it here. We want it in us. Okay, but it all goes back to the Esau having complete access to information about everything, making himself as the most high, as it says here in Isaiah 14 and 44. Okay, Revelation 13 and 9, and to show you that, as we said whilst reading the article, they'll make it seem like companies and industries will do their own research on if it's, worth it to take the RFID technology. That's all propaganda. That's all bullshit. Because the scriptures tell us here in Revelation chapter 13, verse 16, and it says, and he calleth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond. So it don't matter if I'm talking economically, I'm not talking about people, I'm talking economically. Economically, industrially, business wise, it doesn't matter if you do your research and you agree or not. Okay, because the elites says, does he ask them? Does he debate with them? Not. He calls it. He will make you do it. Yeah, there is no if, buts, or maybes. Okay, it will happen. And in order for that business to be sustained in that particular industry, okay, and have economic surety, they will take the RFID technology, man. That's the facts. And it says this because it's already operating within their businesses on a lower level anyway. And it says to receive the mark in the right on their foreheads. Now, if you talk about people, yeah, because that's economically, but if you talk about people, yeah, which is nothing but another production factor to Esau anyway, through the eyes of business and economics, yeah, people will take it. Because if you don't, I did a lesson maybe a week or two ago on a chip, and it was from the angle of being excommunicated or cut off out of the Internet of Things, okay, not being able to buy, sell, purchase, buy, sell, purchase, all same thing, not being able to have any sort of, not being included within the system, okay. So the people will take this, man. But why? Because it's been shown in such a positive light economically that the people will want to take it. For the most part, there'll be no resistance to take it. Those who will resist will be the elect and those conscious Edomites and conscious people, but they're going to give in because when those conscious people are put upon the guillotines, okay, they're going to lose all consciousness, okay, or unconsciousness and become conscious to the fact that shit, my head's gonna be rolling if I don't take this. So I'm gonna pattern the fuck up and I'm gonna take the chip. But the elect, what did the scriptures say? Be thou faithful, Salakia, faithful unto death, man. Okay, because the elect know that there's more to life. Because this ain't living, as Apostle Gabar says. We're merely existing. We're not living. Okay. And if it means termination temporarily of this existence to receive life eternal, then so be it. That's why Revelation 2 and 10 says, Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, which he will do, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days, a period of time. Be thou faithful unto death. Okay, so meaning if you gotta die, then fuck it, die. Okay, be beheaded, be tortured to death, you know, and I will give thee a crown of life. And it all goes back to faith, man. Okay, because Esau's not a man of faith. Okay, Esau's a man of quantifying things, being able to compartmentalize every single thing and track it. Okay, you know, hence why he wants the chip to be made mandatory, and he will make it mandatory. But we're people of faith, okay, and faith is a gift given to us in measure from the Most High. So we're going to be faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. Okay. So this is what we're looking for, man. That's why it says in the title, Quick Analysis, the economic benefits of the chip will not deter the elect. Now, I got up the word deter and I end it on this, and it says to discourage from doing something by instilling doubt or fear of the consequences. Okay. Oh, if I don't take the chip, my wife and my kids can't eat. I won't have a house. I'm going to be homeless. I won't be able to eat. I won't be able to buy or sell. Or the consequences if I don't take the chip is going to be bad. Okay, that's all to discourage us. Okay, that's why the scripture says, if it were possible, okay, but it's not possible to deceive the elect. But that just shows us how heavy this devil's going to come with the chip. Matthew 24 and 24. For there shall arise false Christs and false prophets. Okay, one of the main false prophet is found in Revelation 19 and 19, the Roman Catholic Church, and shall shew great signs and wonders, in so much that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. Okay, but it's not possible, meaning that they're going to come with a damn good fight to deter us, man. You know, us to hopefully discourage us, as it says here, to instill fear of the consequences of not taking the RFID chip. Okay, but as we just read, yeah, as we just read in the book of Revelation 2 and 10, be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. So that's it, brothers. You know, the point being, although it looks very enticing and very good economically, okay, the economic advantages of the RFID technology will not deter the elect. Okay, the elect are going to stay strong. This is why we got to, occupy in prophecies, because the spirit of Yahweh Shai is the spirit of prophecy, man. Okay, keep prophesying on it, keep praying on it. And when the time comes, Yahweh Azam, and we stand firm until the very end, until the Lord Yahweh Shai Hamashiach comes back to deliver us. So with that, I hope it's been an edifying lesson. And until the next time, man, I'll say shalom.